I know a question you're going to ask. Hey, Laurie, have you still been Zentangling? Why, yes, I have. So here we are. We're going to do one called Dandelion Seeds. Super easy. I loved it. It was just so simple to do, and it's definitely one that I can see myself doing more of. I haven't pulled my book out as much as I would have liked, but it's because I have a chaotic brain, and so my chaotic brain doesn't let me do more than one thing for a week or two at a time. So I haven't pulled my book out in a while, and I thought it's time to pull it out again. And so, of course, because I pulled it out again, all of a sudden I'm going into YouTube and looking up Zentangling videos and just seeing what we can do with it. And so if you hang on to the end, because you're probably also thinking to yourself, Laurie, what do you do with all of these Zentangles by the time you're done with them? Well, you can just create some fun pictures and do fun designs in simple little pictures. And if you stay tuned to the very end, you'll see what I'm talking about. Now, on my Dandelion Seeds one, I decided to do 3 different ones, partly because they had 3 different ones drawn on there. But I also wanted to show myself 3 different styles. So one with all the circles filled in, one with only half of them filled in, and one with none filled in. And so I really liked the way that turned out. I found a new YouTuber. Her name is, hang on, let me get over there. It's called Arts by Henna, and I will put a link to her in the description below. And I just absolutely fell in love with her. And she does these really cool, like, she'll put together what looks like could be placement cards, or just really fun frames around a picture. She has absolutely beautiful work, but she did one that was more of a beginner style, and so I went ahead and did her little tutorial with her. And it's definitely nowhere near as pretty as hers is, but I enjoyed doing it. I really enjoyed doing it. And it reminded me of why I wanted to get involved in Zentangle in the first place, because it's just so relaxing. It is surprising. Unless you're doing this right here, which is called Etcher. Etcher I did not like. Etcher started out as triangles, and I thought it was going to be simple triangles. And then it was all of these little lines that you had to put together in order to make things that are not triangles. And it was so confusing. So don't recommend Etcher, and I know I messed it up here and there a couple of times. So Etcher, definitely not one of my favorites, will not be moving on with me unless I get a lot more practice on it. But the Arts by Henna, getting back to that, she's just beautifully done, and she just did this one with leaves that was really easy to follow along. And so I am actually going to put the link to that video that you'll see at the end. I didn't do all the leaves that she did and all the patterns that she did, but had a good time doing it. So I'll put that link at the end of the video so that you can see it. So here I'm just shading in with a pencil, it's a piece of paper that you use to help with the shading. And so I was so grateful to put that one away. Oh, I forgot one. Let's get that. Can't forget one. Can't forget to shade one. All right, we'll put that one aside and be grateful it's gone. Next is Flake. So it looks like a snowflake. And this one I really enjoyed. This was super simple. The only thing I didn't like was that you didn't fill in the middle circle, and it felt very incomplete because you could see the lines. I know how to talk. You could see the lines going through the middle of it. So I think if I did this one again, I would put I would actually put the circle in first and then draw the lines coming out from that so that they don't run through the circle. But it was really simple, just some simple arrows drawing in, and then you go through and outline just everything, which is awesome. And so you just watch me make little bubbles, because little bubbles are fun, all the way around. And it reminded me of crocheting snowflakes a couple of Christmases ago. I crocheted some snowflakes, which I might do again as we get closer to December, and actually do that on a video. I don't crochet on a video very often, simply because it's time consuming, and I have to, or I don't have to, but I film at my kitchen table, which is sitting in a hard chair. And when you're crocheting for hours and hours at a time, it's just not fun sitting in a hard chair. I'd rather sit on the couch. And so that's why I don't necessarily crochet and record it. It's just too difficult to do that from sitting on my couch. So next is floating discs. This one was insanely easy. It was literally just drawing some curvy lines and filling them in, and then drawing some lines on the side of it. So easy peasy. I don't know. It's a more in not more involved as in intricate, but requires a lot of room. So that would be something that wouldn't easily go into like the leaf design that that I do at the end of this, but you'll see how that goes. So I initially started drawing the lines in here and then realized that I had drawn the other lines so much tinier, so I went back in and filled in where it needed to go be filled in. So I don't know how you guys are all doing. I hope you're all doing well. I hope that you're having a great week. I have been on some medication I have really bad eczema, and I had a huge flare up and ended up on some medication for it. And so now that the swelling has gone down and everything, I'm feeling super good. And so I've been having a great week, which is awfully nice. And the weather is just gorgeous. It hasn't been too hot. And so we've been able to get out and do some things. We're getting ready to play in the yard, which is not my favorite thing to do, but I do want to do it for my husband. So anyways, this is Flora, and that was probably my favorite one to do. I love flowers. And here is the end result. So, hey guys, make today a great day, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.